Apparently, friends, I have broken a federal law. I recently received this comment on the video where I shared some insider tips because I talked with a postal employee, and man, oh man, the comments on that video are wild. And it has made me realize that people are very dramatic online. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some of the drama I am dealing with customer returns. This video is meant to be helpful and sharing the reality of reselling and the behind the scenes of running a small business. Let's get into it. Man, oh man, friends, I have had a heck of a reselling day. Let me make sure my mic is on before we start all of these. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my storage unit where I store my 1,300 active listings. I always say my motto on this channel is I share the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between about reselling. I don't know if I'm going to post these videos. I've been filming a lot, and there are a lot that does not make it to YouTube because I'm like, I don't want to scare new people. I don't want to sound too negative, but I need to live up to my motto. If I'm going to say I share the good, the bad, the ugly, some of this stuff I actually have to post. Thank you to all of you that left such nice comments on the video about the stalkers. And I don't even know that video. I'll put the thumbnail on the screen somewhere about just dealing with really scary situations in reselling. That's one of the videos I was not going to post, but a lot of my reseller friends were like, Nikki, this is going to help people, so post it, okay? And apparently it helped a lot of you. So if you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. I may post this video, I may not, but it has been a HE double hockey stick kind of reselling day today. Everything I'm going to tell you has happened today. It all came to a head today. Let's start with this jacket that I feel like is cursed. I'm going to move around. This is a good video to put on while you're photographing, listing, because I am actually here to do some shipping. I have like 25 labels, so I'll be moving around. You'll see me, but let's first talk, and I'll show you what sold. Let's first talk about this cursed Givenchy jacket, friends. All right, I'm looking for bin number 51, 49, 50, 51. If you're wondering how many bins I have, I am currently up to 100 bins. There are bins behind you in the camera, and there are bins all over this place. So I'm up to bin 100. This Givenchy jacket, by the way, this is not Givenchy. This is Brixton. This sold on Poshmark for $35, $37. I got this on $2 day. It is, I love this. I tried it on. It is so fall. It's like the perfect fall jumpsuit. It's a size large. It's oversized. I needed a medium. Otherwise, I would have kept it. I love jumpsuits like this. Brixton is definitely a brand to know. They make hats. They make clothing, men's and women's clothing. And every time I list their stuff, it sells for me pretty fast. So this Givenchy jacket, I don't even want to put it on the screen because I feel like it is cursed. It sold, I picked it up on $2 day years ago, like 2 years ago, okay? Very excited, Givenchy designer brand. So I got this on $2 day and I was very excited, retailed for over 1,000, right? So initially I sent it to ThredUp. I will have to say this jacket is linen and silk, which is a rare blend. Usually I'll find things that are 100% linen or linen and like rayon, but linen and silk, I just don't I very rarely find those things. So I'm still using, by the way, friends, I still have not received my Poshmark Ground Advantage shipping supplies. It's been 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month now. I can't remember. It's been weeks. Editing Nikki here. Actually, I received my shipping supplies today. So if you would like a video of me showing you all of them, let me know. Because man, oh man, friends, did I go overboard with the shipping supplies. I probably have 1,000, and I'm not exaggerating. So let me know if you would like a video in the comments down below showing you all of the new shipping supplies for Ground Advantage. It's been weeks. If you haven't seen, I made a friend at USPS. I'll leave a link to that video down below. She ends up watching these videos. She gave me some insider tips that set some people off. You know what I've learned from talking about things in the reseller community that people are very passionate about? I'm not doing it anymore. I think I'm being helpful, and I will continue to do the news updates, you know, like this is what's happening on Poshmark, this is what's happening on eBay, little tangent. But I am not going to put my personal opinion out there. I'm not going to provide tips that I get from postal employees or different people, because the comments on those videos were actually like one person. I don't know if she's still watching. If you are, please don't comment on my video. I prefer to not have your energy in the comments. She was like basically saying, because I was talking about how the postal employee said that if you put a priority box in a poly mailer, a lot of them don't care. Someone commented like, it's against the law to do that, and murderers kill people every day, but just because they're not caught, is that okay? And in my mind, I just don't think like that, okay? And she was saying breaking the law is breaking the law. I don't want to go into it. Please don't comment whether using a priority box in a poly bag is breaking the law or not. I really don't care anymore. I don't want to talk about it. Having this channel as it grows, I have learned to just zip it. I told you on a recent video, just don't say anything. Like I need to take that advice myself, because for me, in my mind, for someone to compare putting a priority box in a poly bag to murderers that haven't been caught is just like completely wild. And I am using wild as the nicest term I can think of for that comment. And that wasn't just the only one. There were so many people who were like, you're breaking the law, you're misinforming people by telling them this. They're gonna so lesson learned, Nikki. I'm going to take my own advice and keep my mouth shut. I even explicitly said in that video, I don't do that. Just an FYI, but this is from the postal employee that I made friends with. So won't be doing that again. No, ma'am. No, thank you. I don't want those people commenting. Please don't comment if it's breaking the law or not. Just do what you want and be quiet. Don't comment here. Maybe DM your friends about me. Share the video. That helps. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Thumbs down even helps me. But please, I was just like, wow. Because this is the first time I've ever like given insider information. I won't do that again. Anywho, I keep getting off on tangents. Like I said, this is a good video to pop on while you're doing stuff. So I still don't have my ground advantage items. That's why I got on that tangent. So I'm using my own shipping supplies. It sold on ThreadUp. It had some flaws, okay? It has some staining on it. And I was going to take it to my guy. I use a tailor guy. He does he does tailoring, he does dry cleaning. But I was like, let me see if it'll sell, because it's not that bad, you know? And ThreadUp has gotten better at mentioning when things have flaws. Not the best, but it's better, right? So this jacket sold on ThreadUp. I sent it to them. Remember, this is 2 years ago. This jacket, this is why I feel like it's cursed. 2 years ago, sold immediately, like literally 2 days after it was listed, and it sold for $300. It was going to give me a great payout, and it ended up being returned. And I was assuming it was returned because of the staining. Like I said, it wasn't that bad, but it was noticeable. So I messaged ThreadUp and I was like, hey, can you make sure you like put details that it has staining? Because they use very generic. They've gotten better with item descriptions, but it's still really generic, friends. And they're like, yeah, sure. So the way the process works on ThreadUp is if it sells a second time, you get paid out once it's delivered and you don't deal with it again. If it gets returned after that, it's not your problem because you're paid out. But it didn't sell again. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to reclaim it. I will say maybe like 90% of the items I send them sell, because I go through all my items, which is very time consuming, once a week, and I price drop because I don't want this stuff back. I want it to move. I want my money, and that's it. So I'm reclaiming maybe 10% of the items that are listed, but anything that's high end, I always pay the $5.99 fee to reclaim it. You look at it as the cost of doing business. I know a lot of us, none of us like paying a fee to get our items back, right? But that's the price you have to pay to sell on ThreadUp. So I reclaim it. I list this jacket on Poshmark. And I listed in the listing, I said, this has discoloration. Whenever I list something that has a flaw, I take close-ups of the flaw. I take zoomed out images of the flaw. Sometimes I'll even use a ruler to show like how big or little the stain is. I will even edit the photo and put a red circle or an arrow pointing to the flaw. Someone bought it. I think she paid like $180. Opened a case and said, this is one thing I am really not liking about selling flawed items. The buyer can always claim, yeah, you mentioned flaws, but it was way worse than what you described. And what I'm learning is the platforms just side with them, even if it's not accurate, because basically she gets it and she says, well, it was way worse than I thought. She didn't catch this little stain and she didn't catch this one. And this stain she says was only 1 inch, but I measured it and it's 2 inches. And I was like, this is crazy. So Poshmark sided with her. Let me make sure my mic is still on. I'm going to put this door down a little bit because there's a big truck coming. And it comes back. At this point, I'm like, maybe I should just keep this jacket because it is a size 6. I like the way it looks. Maybe I'll just clean it, have my guy do his work on it, and I'll keep it. So I did that. He got out most of the stains. He said he thought that some of the stains were like grease or something that had been there a really long time, or oil, and he just couldn't get them out. So I wore it to work. I wore that thing a lot over 6 months. And then I recently just listed it on eBay, okay? This cursed jacket. I'm like, third time's a charm. One of my reseller friends told me that she uses like an image on flawed items. So she'll put the first image of the item and the second image in the listing says like, warning, this item has a flaw. Please see photos and description. I'll put an example of one I found online. I'll put it on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I was like, that is so clever. This is why I always say, friends, I've been doing this for over 10 years, but I'm still learning. So it's good to open your eyes and ears and be receptive to things. And if you don't agree with it, don't use it. But do not equate shipping items to murder. That's just weird. All right, I need to hurry up because I have to, I keep filming these videos when I leave the gym. So long story short, I used that photo that she sent me because she's like, you know, most buyers these days, they're not even reading the description. It's kind of messed up. Like we put all this effort into the description and most of them are just looking at the photo. So I took that photo, I put it in the listing. I said, here are the flaws. This is pre-owned. The person paid, it ended up selling for $165. I was like, you know what? I just want this thing gone. This is a great jacket, retailed for over $1,000. I messaged the buyer before I shipped it and I said, you are aware this item has some stains. I tried to get them out. I informed them I have been wearing it. It's not that noticeable. They were like, yeah, fine. Today, I get an item not as described. They want to return it. I never do this. I don't have returns on eBay. And what I did is something I have never done on eBay. I feel like this jacket is cursed. eBay, and I also had free shipping on this thing. I very rarely do free shipping. eBay was like, upload your shipping label. Because it was free shipping, I'm going to have to pay for the shipping to get it back. And at that moment, this happened today, I was like, I don't ever want to see this jacket again. I got it for $2. This is the third time it is sold. You know, one of the options, because eBay just wants to make the customer happy. They don't care. And I knew if I got eBay involved, they would side with them anyways. Even after I put the warning photo, I have the message from them saying they understand there are 2 stains that cannot come out. Basically, they were saying, well, they're bigger than I thought, even though I had the ruler and everything. And, you know, I was like, you know what? Let them keep the item and give them a refund. I never want to see this thing again. But when I tell you, it made me so sad because one, I was finally excited. I was like, okay, I have confirmation from them that they understand. I have that warning photo. I have the measurements. Like, I'm never going to see this thing again. And I turned $2 into over $100 profit. It just made me sad. But I will tell, the reason I wanted to share this scenario with you is that I learned a lot from this. One, be very careful with flawed items. Be as descriptive as you can. Even take a screenshot of that image that says like warning, like use that or create your own. They're really easy. It does help. And maybe I rolled over too easily. Maybe I probably did. I never do that. So what I was saying, what I never do is I never just give someone the item and a refund. I have never done that in all of my 16 years of selling on eBay. If I give you a refund, I want my item back. It's just, I feel like this thing has worn me down and it just made me so sad, and I just wanted it to go away. And sometimes in reselling, friends, that's okay. If you just don't want to deal with it, do what's best for you and your business. I know some of you are like, girl, you're crazy. I would have gotten it back and kept it. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I wore the jacket. I kept it. I'm just over it. And they left me a nice review. So there's a win there. They left me a 5-star review. I'll take it. Whatever. I don't ever want to see that jacket again. It makes me sad. It's done. So I wanted to share that. 1, be as descriptive as you can. 2, just know no matter how descriptive you are, they might still try to return it. And 3, this is just for myself. I think for items, especially higher end items that are flawed, I'm just going to stay away from them because they seem to be causing me trouble. The high end items that I sell that are in good to like excellent condition, no issues. But the ones that I'm selling, like high end purses, clothing, wallets, if you are new here in 2024, I really started getting into selling like not even mid-range. I've always sold mid-range, but like luxury designer clothing, shoes, handbags, wallets. Most of it I sell on ThreadUp, but I've been dabbling in selling it myself. And I will say the items that are flawed, here's the spectrum. The items that are flawed, that are high end, those people, usually we have a customer service situation. And then the super cheap items, like items that I'll sell, that I'll take an offer for $15 that I've had for years, they'll tell me they want to return it. Oh, I just lost a ring light. That means I'm talking a lot. And I'm like, what? You paid $15 for this with free shipping. Shut up. Just kidding. Hard-earned money is hard-earned money. I'm just spicy Nikki today because of all the reselling stuff that's been happening. So I don't know. I have told you I posted a video recently called Brands I'm Not Picking Up in 2026. I'm really moving away from anything I can't flip for at least a $20 profit. My motto has always been, if I'm already at the Goodwill outlet, I find something for $2 that I can flip for 20 bucks, I'll pick it up. But if I can't make a net profit, I'm probably going to raise that to at least $30 because I'm moving more towards that, because these people that are buying these super cheap things, they're the ones who are causing me the most customer service issues. Those people, and then the people that are buying these higher end items that are flawed. So I really think this year, and these videos are kind of like a video diary for me of reflection, and hopefully you learn from them, is that I'm going to stay away from the severely flawed high-end items, and I'm not picking up the super low-end stuff. I'm just not. I'm not okay anymore. At least right now, my reselling business, flipping things for $15. My average sales price currently for the whole year is right around $35, which is great. But like I said, now that I'm at the Goodwill outlet, doesn't mean I need to pick something up that's going to flip for $15. I'm not doing it anymore. It's not worth the customer service time that it takes to deal with the complaints and like returns. I'm not doing it. And I don't have a ton of returns, friends. In 2025, my return rate has been between 8 and 10%. That is a very low return rate. Look up the return rate on most small businesses. Look up the return rate at Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, and usually it's like closer to 5%. But average for the year, so far it's been like 8%. That is not bad when you have 1,200 to 1,300 listings. That's really good. That's for the year, okay? So I'm not dealing with it a lot, but I just noticed the pattern of really low-end items and the flawed high-end items. So that's the Givenchy. I'm talking a lot and I'm not doing my shipping. Next up, we have a Tommy Bahama dress. By the way, I'm filming this in October, and I am selling summer items like hotcakes. I always say it's somewhere hot in the world all the time. It is somewhere in the world always cold. So I list things year round. This Tommy Bahama dress, new with the tag, sold for $60, and it's going to Florida. Even though it's October, it's still hot in Florida. So I list things year round. It's new with the tags. This retailed for $148. Poshmark, boy. Same thing, I sold, kind of similar story. Recently sold, it was like last week, this Skims dress. It's discontinued. It was part of their velour line. It's pink. I had like 5 of them. This is one of the last 2 I have. Sold for $150. I got it for $10 in a pallet. And I'm going to give her a free gift. I have this. I've been couponing, and a lot of the stuff I coupon, I will put as a free gift if I have a free gift to give. I don't have a little note to put in here. So I'm going to give her this because I don't use these. So velour pink dress. Again, same thing. I guess you would consider this like a higher end sale, right? Same thing. It had a tiny little flaw. I think someone tried it on and got like a little makeup on it. Like it looks like a little bit of makeup to me. Someone tried it on, got a little makeup. I took a photo. I circled it. I put it in the description. It is so tiny, friends. It's like ½ an inch. No, like a quarter of an inch. Okay. Person opens the case and says, "You didn't say that it was like red." What did she say? I try not to go into too much detail about these because I don't want to offend anyone. But basically she was saying like, I thought it was pink lipstick, so it would blend in with the dress, but it looks more like a shade of red, and I don't want it. I honestly think it was just buyer's remorse. And I was like, what? I took so many photos of this tiny, tiny little lipstick thing. By the way, all of the poly bags I use are super affordable. They're all linked in the description box if you are waiting for your free Grounded Vantage supplies like I am. So I commented on the case and I was like, Poshmark, please see the photos and the description. And I used that warning sign that says, warning, warning, item has a flaw. Poshmark sided with her. So that dress came back today. It's just like, this is why I thought to make this video, because I would consider that like a higher end sale, you know, $150. This falls into that category of items that are like more pricey, that is flawed and people want to return. So like I said, in 2026, I think I'm going to be pretty strict with myself on that. Like if I find high-end items or items that I know I can sell for over $100, couple $100, and it has a flaw, I am either going to try to fix the flaw, or I will just sell it the other ways that I sell. I can send it to ThreadUp. I can sell it to my consignment stores. It's not worth me listing and having to deal with this customer service stuff. So it came back. I have it here. So I just thought I would share that with you. It's just not a very fun reseller day. And I feel like I need to be real and be honest that not every day is great. And not every day is like a $500 sales day and no returns. Like this is just part of running a small business, and I need to share the reality with you. I'll probably cut a lot of this video out because I don't know, the comments the comments can be scary, but we'll see. Hopefully you learned something from this, found it helpful. It's just like a, what do they call it? A conscious stream of thought or something for me, and things that I am realizing. Even after doing this for so long, I'm learning, I'm pivoting, and I just want to share the reality, because a lot of social media, a lot of resellers, they are sharing the reality, but a lot of them are not. And customer service behind the scenes is my least favorite part of running this small business, but you have to do it if you want to have a successful business. And a lot of times we are at the mercy of these platforms. We don't own Poshmark, we don't own eBay. They have the final say, and most of the time the customer is right in their eyes. I will say Poshmark is a lot better about being on the buyer's side than eBay is. eBay always, I feel like they always side with the buyer. It always shocks me the one time a year they side with me. So if you have anything nice to say, leave it in the comments down below. If you want to talk about murder or anything, just don't. Subscribe. If you can follow along with my rambling and my stories. I know some of you are like, girl, I am ADHD or I'm ADD, and trying to follow your thoughts is a struggle, but I'm still here. And I so love you all for that. So subscribe. I'm here multiple times a week and I share the reality of reselling.